The government is deathly afraid of the people. And they should be.
And they should be rightfully so.
Yes, a lot of them have done nothing but steal and sit on their asses and do nothing.
Okay.
Heck, nakita nyo ba yung Cebu, di ba? There's an issue now na several mayors flew out parang pumuntang London during the typhoon. Common sense ba yun? Imagine mo mayor ka, mayor ka. May bagyo. Malalang bagyo. Alam mo, tatamaan kung saan ka nanalo mayor. Babahain yung, talagang malala. Pero meron kang trip to London.
Kakancel ko ba?
Oo.
Eh, syempre.
Di ba?
Matik, that's my responsibility.
Common sense.
Yeah.
So for them to be that tone deaf and to be that insensitive to the people, my God, smacks of so much privilege na, di ba?
Ikaw yung pinagkatiwalaan nila to lead them, especially during trying times.
You're talking about people's lives when it comes to flooding.
Yeah.
And you would not cancel a friggin' trip to London?
Sabi nga sa topic natin, corruption kills.
Literally.
Yeah, literal.
Like, how would you feel if you're in their position, ikaw yung nabaha, ikaw yung
Exactly.
Hirap na hirap ka sa buhay, tapos nakikita mo yung dapat na maglilid sa'yo, ay, naglalamierda.
Yung pinaka parang boiling point for me was that, yung flood control, yung ghost projects.
Yeah.
Kasi grabe, one, I'm from Bulacan.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yung epicenter nung flooding, bahay namin sa Hagunoy. Yung first floor namin, hindi mo na makikita. Ganun kalala. Tapos kahit walang bagyo, baha. Kasi perpetually, 24/7, 365 days a year, mukha na siyang lake. Tapos nung one time, nung punta ako Hagunoy, nung nakita ko lahat yun, sabi ko, pucha, hindi na pwede to.
A lot of us are resigned to the idea na nothing will change naman eh. Why would I need to speak up?
Exactly. I was like that for the longest time. Na parang tahimik na lang ako kasi baka may makakaaway pa ako.
Madimanda ka.
Mademanda pa.
Yeah.
Baka may mga away ng politiko.
Stop walking away. Especially if you're seeing something wrong. Kasi hindi ibig sabihin na hindi ka binaha, hindi nangyayari yung baha.
Correct.
Alam mo yun?
Love that.
Better to stand up for what's right than to live a life of regret eventually because you chose to be silent.
And if we all keep speaking out, if we all keep, doing stuff like that, it's only a matter of time before you have a very educated and spirited and courageous citizenry that can really dictate on the government that this is what we want. Go do it or else we'll fire you.
Our topic for tonight, guys, and for the mga kalobarkada whiskey natin out there, corruption kills. What should you do about it?
Podcast na naman with Gerald at Brian. Aral lang pulutan sa inuman at kwentuhan. Pinagsamang veterano, parehong talentado. Ihanda ang may katbaso sa lames at intablado. Gusto ko ganito, ang kwentuhan lang ay easy. Nagiging totoo, lalo pag naka-whiskey. Pero hinay lang, para goods pa rin ang kidney. Pormahang mabait, pero mga bara ay deadly. Humot lang ang beat, pero kumakalabit. Hip-hop kalakit sa struggles ko sa streets. Kung usapang patagisan, huwag magbaka sa kalibro. Utak namin hinulman ng kali at sa kalibro.
Tara, pag-usapan natin dito, kwento mo sa buhay. Kasamang mga folks, ilabas lahat ng tunay. Mag-relax lang tayo, sober man o tipsy. Aral makukuha mo sa Life Over Whiskey.
Mula sa baba, ngayon tinitingala. Inakit ko ang bunga, hindi lang basta tumingala. Folks na ngayon ang bata na minsang pariwara. Wala ngang imposible at merong himala.
Welcome to Life Over Whiskey Podcast, where we share valuable life lessons and stories you can learn from over a glass of whiskey. My name is Brian.
And I'm Gerald.
Direk Jem, magandang gabi sa'yo.
Magandang gabi sa'yo, sir.
We are still here sa napakagandang studio ng Triton Entertainment.
Kaya nga, maraming salamat sa ating mga behind the scene, yung crew natin, cameraman, kay Direk VJ at kay Direk
Erwin
and
MJ.
Maraming salamat sa inyo. More power, Triton Studios.
And of course, di mo kumpleto ang usapan natin kung wala ang paborito nating whiskey.
Ayan, sino ba yan?
Charles and James. Maraming salamat, Charles and James, for sponsoring this episode. Direk J, if I may introduce our guest for tonight. I feel like this person needs no introduction, pero introduce ko pa rin siya.
Ayan.
Okay? So today, our guest is one of the country's leading voices in digital entrepreneurship and content creation. With 18 years of corporate background where his last role was VP of Marketing for PLDT, he pursued his own dreams using his so-called 7-to-1 principle. He's the founder and CEO of Unbox Group, the media powerhouse behind Unbox.ph, UnboxCon, and the Unbox Creator Network, empowering creators and collectors to turn their passions into thriving businesses. He's also the author of the best-selling book, Sweldo is Not Enough.
Amen.
A modern guide. Nagre-react na siya. A modern guide to side hustling and financial freedom. And recently, he founded Creators Against Corruption, CAC movement, signaling a shift from pure creator economy work into civic activism. A true innovator, storyteller, and community builder. Mga ka-Whiskey, please welcome Carlo Ople.
Yay! Thank you.
Maraming salamat, Carlo.
Such a generous introduction. I feel more accomplished than ever.
It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure for us to have you here on the episode.
Thank you for having me.
So, guys, medyo mainit ang usapan natin for tonight.
Mapapainom ba tayo ng Charles and James?
Oh, kailangan simulan na yan.
Simulan na natin.
Simulan na yan.
natin.
Cheers.
Ayan. But, our topic for tonight, guys, and for the mga kalobarkada Whiskey natin out there, corruption kills. What should you do about it?
Nako, Bray. Mukhang mainit-init na gabi ito para sa ating
Para
tatlo.
marami tayong
Mauubos tong bote.
So, but before anything else, Carlo, we obviously, mga ka-Whiskey, mga kalobarkada, if you're living under a rock, no, please share to us, sa mga ka-Whiskey din natin, a little background on who you are, context lang
Yeah.
about
sige.
yourself.
So hello, I'm Carlos. Sa mga hindi nakakilala. So actually, I come from a political family. So my grandfather was the late Senator Blas F. Ople. Tapos my aunt was yung recently passed away si Secretary Toots Ople of the Department of Migrant Workers. So ever since I was young, I was really exposed into the world of like politics. Like even pag nasa Bulacan kami, tas yung lolo ko sabihin na mangampanya kami. As in, kasama ako dun sa nakasakay sa truck na umiikot para ng gawgaw sa wall para maglagay ng mga poster. Kasi dati ganun naman, di naman uso social media back then.
Yeah.
Tas the reason why I guess medyo komportable ako magsalita kasi ako din yung pinapadala nila pag may mga caucus. Yun yung parang mga gathering ng mga barangay.
Yes.
Tas I would represent either my grandfather or when my father ran for a local position, ako yung pinapadala nila back then. So yun yung kind of like upbringing ko. It was really more of a political family. But as I grew up, when my grandfather passed away, doon medyo nagbago yung buhay ko. Kasi ako sobrang iniidolo ko ng lolo ko eh. Like as in, parang when you would ask me siguro if I was in college or high school what I wanted to be, I would say I want to be in public service. Kasi I would see how much talaga he would put on the table when it comes to, serving talaga. And even my tita, si Tita Toots, when she was still alive, she would use her own money to fund mga bahay kung saan tumitira yung mga repatriate na mga naabusong OFW. Sarili niyang pera. So, kumbaga, naka-inspire to see that kind of love, not just for the country, but for your countrymen. Kasi iba yung pagmamahal sa bansa, iba yung pagmamahal sa countrymen, di ba?
Yes.
So, yun yung kumbaga kinalakihan ko. So, kaya, nung bata ko, if you ask me, yun yung sabihin ko, I want to be in public service. But when my grandfather passed away, sobrang tindi nung tama sa akin nung college. And yung effect niya, sabi ko, ayoko na maging politiko, magiging gamer na lang ako. Wow!
Gamer, okay?
So, ang nangyari, nag-addict ako sa Ragnarok Online tsaka Counter-Strike.
Yun.
Dahil parang yun yung way ko to escape from everything. Kasi when you're playing games, it's
Iba
like
yung reality mo, no?
you're living in literally in an alternate universe.
Yes.
Lalo na if it's like an MMORPG na type of game na meron kang character, binibihisan mo siya, di ba?
Immersive,
Tapos lumalakas
kumbaga.
ka, yung mga ganun.
Para
di ba?
Final Fantasy.
Correct, exactly.
Yeah.
So, medyo nag-addict ako doon. True enough, that led me to a career in marketing, in gaming. So, I ended up being like a marketing person for Level Up Games.
This is what year, brother?
2006.
2006, okay.
2006.
Okay.
So, doon nagsimula na yung career ko in digital and in marketing. Mga 2006. Then, tuloy-tuloy na yan from Level Up. Nagtrabaho ko sa Friendster. Naalala niyo po ba yun?
Yes.
Tapos I put up like the digital division of TV5. And then I worked in advertising for around 5 years. I was with DM9 Jaime Saifu, pati Densu.
Okay.
And then after nun, yung last role ko was, yun nga, sa PLDT. So generally, yun yung kind of like life arc ko. Up until I decided to put up my own business.
Which is?
Literally in the middle of the pandemic, 2021. Tapos I was able to resign, pursue it, and yun na, that's where I am now. Yung paglaban sa corruption, baka maya-maya pa natin pag-usapan. Generally, that's kind of like how life
Pero
was.
Carlo, curious lang ako. I mean, VP level ka na eh. I mean, for you to go through that hierarchy, alam natin mahirap yun.
Oo.
Pero what made you decide na, you know what, fuck it, I want to start my own thing? I mean, it's a big decision.
Well, two things. So meron ako 2 life events that I think kind of like changed the direction of everything for me. Kasi ever since those 2 things happened, yun na lang yung guiding light ko until now.
Okay.
So yung first was in 2006, nabaril ako.
Nabaril ka?
So, nabaril ako 3 times. Chung. Nasa internet cafe kami noon. May hold-upper. Tapos, feel ko makaka-relate kayo. Imagine yung mga partner ninyo.
Okay.
Tutukan ng baril sa likod ng ulo. Ano gagawin nyo? Wala na, di ba? Magkawala ka eh.
Magkawala ka na, syempre.
Kasi yung,
adrenaline.
Wala ka ng pakialam, di ba? Kung ikaw yung mamatay. Imagine mo, tutukan ng baril yung likod ng partner mo. Ay, gera na talaga, di ba? So yung girlfriend ko now, then, who's my wife now, tinutukan ng baril sa likod ng ulo. Wala, gera na talaga. So may ginawa ko na feeling ko lahat ng geek sa buong mundo gustong gawin. Kinuha ko yung keyboard, tapos sinampas ko sa kanya.
Oh, shit.
Wait, may part ko yun. Tapos kinuha ko yung ulo niya, sinampas ko sa monitor. So lahat ng geeks feeling ko yun yung gusto gawin. So nagawa ko siya. Pero yung sad part nun, as in, nagtayuan lahat ng tao sa cafe, tapos inupakan namin yung mga hold up. Tapos sila nasa sahig na.
Ano to, parang computer cafe? Blitz ba to? Ito ba yung sa Green Hills before?
Hindi, nasa may Maginhawa.
Maginhawa to?
Pero hindi namin alam, meron palang isa pang tao sa labas.
Okay.
Naka-look out.
So pumasok siya. Tapos siguro dahil ako yung pinakamadaling barilin. Laki kong target.
Yeah.
Ako yung binaril. So tinamaan ako 3 times. Tok. Parang true and true siya eh. So yun, tapos nawalan na ako ng malay. Tapos basta I won't belabor the entire story. Siguro 2 points lang. 1, nung dinala ako sa hospital, wala silang anesthesia.
Sus mio. Ano ba naman?
Nung tinanong ng doktor nung tinanong ng tita ko yung doktor, may anesthesia po ba kayo? Ang sagot pa naman ng doktor, ma'am, may dala po ba kayo? Ganun yung back then. Ganun kalala yung state ng public health natin back then. So imagine yun inoperahan ako, they sliced my side, put in forceps, broke open my ribs, put in a tube to drain the liquid. All without anesthesia.
Oh my God.
Pagkatapos noon, alam mo yung mga sugat, yung pinasukan ng baril, they had to tie it. Yung suture, na wala din anesthesia. Nung ginagawa nila yun, parang naramdam ko na yung pinakamasakit na pwede mangyari.
Brother, I'm just curious, bakit walang anesthesia?
Back then siguro dahil
hospital?
Government hospitals kasi are very underfunded.
Okay, now I understand.
Public hospital. Now I think it might be different. But before, hindi talaga sila properly equipped, properly staffed, properly paid.
Okay.
Kasi yung pera napupunta sa bulsa ng mga pulo.
Ayan na.
Anyway, so yun yung first. Yun yung first life event na sinasabi mo.
Yung pinaka natutunan ko lang doon is life can go away anytime. So parang I wanna pursue stuff that I really wanna do. So back then, gaming, diba? So kaya ako napunta sa gaming talaga tuloy-tuloy. Kasi parang I wanna have a job that feels like it's not a job. Tapos eventually it became digital and then it became advertising. So parang it's just like following what I want to do. Tapos yung second life event was, I got passed for a promotion and I was told I was too young. So this was in 2012-ish yata or basta mga thereabouts. So yun, na-realize ko na hindi pala pwede forever empleyado. Kasi I hate the feeling na yung future ko is dependent on someone else's decision.
Correct.
So 2012 pa lang, doon ko na inisip, magne-negosyo ako. One day I'll put up my own thing. One day I'll put up my own business. So 2012 pa lang, I was already side hustling. So every time I would go home, doon namin simulan yung unbox.ph. I would write. Ako lang yung writer back then eh. Di ba kwento nyo kayong dalawang dati dito sa podcast?
Yeah.
Dati ako lang yung nagsusulat. Ako yung nagpipicture. Ako yung nagvi-video. Until dahan-dahan, lumaki siya na lumaki. Nagkaroon ng sponsors. We were able to build a team. Tapos kung ano na negosyo pinasok namin. We put up a talent agency where we handle tech creators. We put up a retail business called Unbox Green Hills in the middle of a pandemic, which is still doing very well until now. Tapos we put up like a production house that did like content for brands. Up until the point in 2021 na na-realize namin na it was already making, kumbaga it could pay me much more than what I was making already in PLDT. So kaya ako, to answer your question,
Okay,
that's why I
gets.
ended up leaving.
Would you
gets.
say, just to follow up dun sa question ni Direk, no? Sabi mo kasi dito, you implement this so-called 7 to 1
yeah.
principle. So even before ka mag-fully jump into it, ito yung fina-follow mo that you're also teaching most probably. I'm
Yeah.
assuming sa book mo,
Yeah.
na sweldo is not enough.
So yung 7 to 1 is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. you build your career, 7 p.m. to 1 a.m. you build your dreams. Kasi not everyone is blessed already to have a job that they love eh. And not everyone is blessed to have like mana from their parents na kumbaga darating na lang yan eventually.
Yes.
So yung concept is you need your job to pay your bills and to save. But what matters the most actually is what you do during the nighttime. Kasi if you spend a few hours or siguro half an hour every night building a business, building a side hustle, building a website, building a YouTube channel, streaming or whatever, eventually compounded over time, your 7 to 1 can become your 8 to 5 and eventually yun yung buhay mo. You can resign your job. So yung para sa akin, sinusundan ko siya for the longest time. Tapos sinulat ko lang yung librong yon nung nag-resign ako. Like on the very day that I gave my resignation, tsaka ko siya sinulat. Kasi I felt like I had the right na to write
To talk about it, yeah.
Tapos, Carlo, how long did you write that book? I mean, usually kasi, di ba, writers would take siguro 1 to 2 years before you publish it. Ikaw, gaano kabilis?
1 week.
Holy shit, grabe.
Hindi kasi ano na yun, dire-diretso na eh.
Instantaneous download siya na bigla mo lang
Hindi kasi
sulat-sulat dire-diretso?
I'm a writer talaga, di ba? Kasi so I wrote like over 10,000 articles on Unbox.ph. So I can write. Tapos the outline naman has always been in my head.
In your... okay.
So wala rin naman akong ginagawa. Nag-resign na ako.
So nag-flow lang siya.
Then sinulat ko na lang siya. Tuloy-tuloy yun, non-stop. Like literally a week. Tapos nung I had an editor fix it.
Okay.
Yun yung libro.
Yeah. So, eto na.
Ito na.
Pag-usapan na natin ang juicy part, no?
Oo, kasi topic nga natin.
Yeah.
It's all about corruption. And obviously, nag-transition ka na nga between from pure creator economy work into civic activism. Feeling ko, ako lang, maybe I'm wrong. Would you say na parang ano yung proper term? Na-reignite yung kinalakihan mo na syempre you're exposed politically technically speaking. Ngayon parang ginagamit mo kung ano yung mga kumbaga in terms of sa gaming, 'di ba? Yung mga level up mo na nakuha mong experience going back to your original, so to speak, calling mo. Would you say?
Well, unang lahat sa lahat, di ko sinasabi tatakbo ako.
No. Yung exposure mo.
Yeah. Well, siguro it was more na, if you ask me siguro like 2 years ago, every time my talents would ask, yung mga minamanage namin,
Yeah.
should we do political content? I would be the first to say no. I'd say na it's bad for your brand. You'll divide your audience kasi half of will hate you kagad if you talk about a candidate in favor of.
Yes.
Diba? So sabi ko, if you ask me, it's bad for business. But in reality, people need to really start talking about it because the fact na we don't talk about it, it proliferates so badly. Diba? Lalong-lalo na with people with platforms. Na people who have positions where they can shout and be megaphones. Kasi, ang nangyayari, like what you mentioned kanina, a lot of people just walk away. A lot of people just turn a blind eye kasi feeling nila, wala namang mangyayari kung magsalita ako. Wala namang magbabago kung magsalita ako, diba? So yung pinaka parang boiling point for me was that yung flood control, yung ghost projects.
Yeah.
Kasi grabe, I'm from Bulacan.
Oh,
So
okay.
yung epicenter nung flooding, bahay namin sa Hagunoy. Yung first floor namin, hindi mo na makikita. Ganun kalala. Tapos kahit walang bagyo, baha. Yung libingan, kung nasan yung lola, great-grandparents ko, hindi mo na makikita yung tombstone, yung mga nicho nila. Alam bakit? Kasi perpetually, 24/7, 365 days a year, mukha na siyang leak. So it's that bad. So it hits very closely to home. Tapos nung one time, nung punta ako Hagunoy, nung nakita ko lahat yun, sabi ko, pucha, hindi na pwede to. Parang sayang naman yung pinundar ko sa buhay to be able to not try to make a difference. Diba?
Ito na nga, babato ko yung tanong na tinanong ko kanina and maybe sa mga nakikinig sa ating mga ka-whiskey. Which is harder for you? Standing up for what's right or walking away from what's wrong? And a lot of people have been walking away
Oo, ako ganun ako.
for a very long time. Sabi ko nga kanina, a lot of us are resigned to the idea na nothing will change naman eh. Why would I need to speak up?
Exactly. I was like that for the longest time. Na parang tahimik na lang ako kasi baka may mga kaaway pa ako.
Mademanda ka.
Mademanda pa.
Yeah.
Baka may mga away ng politiko. At the same time, baka may mga brands na they're leaning pala towards a particular candidate. As when they speak against it, baka i-cancel
Hindi ka
nila yung
sponsored.
kontrata.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What do you think changed, Carlo? Kasi nakikita na natin to eh. May nagbubulag-bulagan tayo that there's a lot of political issues, proliferation na talaga, na paulit-ulit na lang, lumalaki yung gravity. But now, people are more vocal. What do you think is different now compared to how it was? Siyempre, mga issues like, for example, kay PDAF, Estrada era yan, tsaka yung kay Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo, di ba? We're talking about multi-million pa lang ngayon, multi-billions and possibly trillion na talaga. What do you think changed in
Well,
the
the
landscape
internet. I think yun yung number one, social media.
Hindi na makatago yung mga ano?
Hindi na. Hindi mo sinasabi tumago. Tsaka parang speaking out gives other people who want to speak out courage.
Correct.
That's what I keep telling people. That's what I keep telling creators and celebrities. Na you need to speak out. Kasi if you speak out, I get courage to speak out also. Pag nagsasalita ka, lumalakas loob ko. Kasi feeling ko, hindi ako nag-iisa. Na parang ako lang ba nakakapansin ito? Siguro naman may iba ding nakakapansin, di ba?
Yeah.
Parang kanyari, bigyan kita ng kwento. Ito yung issue ko today. So, may gusto daw sila ipasa. Political, anti-political dynasty bill.
Okay.
Alam mo yung gusto nilang gawin. Ang gusto nilang gawin, yung pwede lang tamaan nun is yung i-appoint. Then what's the...
Well, it's the same thing. Yeah.
Diba, what's the point of that? Ang mangyayari dyan, it will still be the same people getting elected.
Yeah.
It will still be the same family names you'll see there. Ang gusto lang nilang tanggalin, yung potentially ma-appoint. This was said by one of the congressmen. I forgot his name. Pero sinabi niya, yun yung gusto nilang gawin. Diba? So parang, again, normally you wouldn't speak about that. But then suddenly you see someone on Instagram. Tapos gaganahan ka na rin magsalita. Baka simula, magko-comment ka lang. Tapos eventually, you'll make your own video, you'll make your own post. Then suddenly people will... Alam mo yun, magkakaroon siya ng cascading effect. So yun yung maganda pagdating sa social media. Now, we give each other strength. And through that, we can influence policy. Hopefully.
Okay. Pero Carlo, I want to ask you something. Kasi recently, maybe a month ago or 3 weeks ago, merong nagva-viral na issue ngayon dito sa bansa natin. With regards, kasi you said flood control, di ba,
yes.
kanina. So, recently, yung isang province sa atin, which is sa Cebu, merong problema. Nagkaroon ng...
Ang lala, hundreds died.
Yes, correct. So ngayon, ang tanong ko, is it fair na dapat bang sisihin yan sa government or dapat bang sisihin yan dun sa celebrity na nag-endorso nun?
Well, one, sisihin dapat number one yung government, yun yung una.
Yes, kasi in-approve nila
Kasi
eh.
in-approve nila
Systems
yun.
in place.
And more than yung project ni Slater, talagang pangalanan na natin. More than yung project ni Slater, yung fact lang na walang master plan against flooding na sinusunod at sinusuportahan ng gobyerno. Yan yung sinisingil ko sa Bulacan eh. Nasaan yung master plan ninyo? Ano yung kailangan gawin? Kailangan ba lagyan ng DK yung gilid ng Manila Bay tsaka tong river na to? Ano yung mga yan? Magkano yan? Saan kukunin yung pera para bayaran yan? Yun yung lagi kong hinihingi. So, kaya Cebu. Nangyari lahat yan with the imprimatur, with the approval of the people who were there. From DNR to the mayor or to the LGUs. So lahat yan may approval trail.
Yeah.
So you cannot just put it squarely on the shoulders of the developer.
Correct.
Kasi the government was complicit, diba? So they said yes. Na sige gawin mo yan, okay lang yan. Si DNR said, sige okay lang yan, hindi masisira yung yung nature or yung flooding. Walang effect yan. Diba? We live in a hindi naman sadly, pero we live in a capitalist society. So may push and pull talaga ang business and regulatory.
Correct.
Diba? So it's the responsibility of the regulators to make sure na talagang to draw the lines. Diba? So ako, if you ask me, they're all at fault. The government.
All of them, both parties.
Responsibility
Well,
pa rin
siguro doon kay Slater, once the investigation comes out, and the results of the investigation come out, then you can clearly see kasi they're investigating naman eh. Diba? Not that I'm absolving or anything, but we should always stick to facts. Diba? So yun yung maganda. Kung ano yung kalabasan, tsaka natin
tignan. Correct.
Pero everything led to that eh. Diba? Pero ultimately, it's really what was the plan?
Okay.
Diba? Kasi in any LGU, yun yung tanong. What is your plan against flooding? Diba?
Kaso wala daw master plan eh. Mastermind lang. Mastermind lang.
There was a plan, 2017, but it wasn't enacted properly.
Pero tama ba? Parang nababasa ko sa, I think sa Meta, na parang ilang beses na palang binlock yung project eh.
Yes.
Oo,
Yeah.
but for some reason, it went through pa rin. So,
I also heard like by design, it would be able to help eventually mga 2 to 3 years pa ata. Para,
yes, tama. Kasi sustainable sila. Para,
sustainability. Yun pa rin naman na aim for
Na magkakaroon ng
developer.
catch basin for
Correct,
the water.
correct.
Something like that.
Kasi syempre, tuloy-tuloy eh. Parang yung delubyo sa atin ngayon, pinapadala para magising talaga yung taong bayan.
Yeah. And actually, kung titignan mo, no, yung issue, even the past issues, yung sa mga, alam naman ng lahat ng tao sa mga diskaya. Di ba? Ngayon, ang daming, yung issue pa rin. Parang hanggang ngayon, bukod dun sa mga pinatawag sa Congress o sa hearing, wala pa rin nakukulong. Sayang naman yung mga nag-rally or nagbigay ng time nila and effort to really, go out.
Pero hindi sayang kasi, ako ito yung view ko eh. Everything happens for a reason. And yung fact na hindi pa nangyayari to just adds more fuel to the fire.
Okay.
Kumbaga, as long as people, keep raising the issue, they keep getting angry. Feeling ko ang Pilipino kasi pasensyoso. Pero may hangganan yan.
Tama naman.
So, kumbaga, it's up to the government to try to resolve things. Mararamdaman mo na yung urgency nila eh. Just ko for them to say na, sige, papasa kami na anti-political dynasty bill. That's max of fear on their end. That's max of them parang, shit, we need to do something or else baka matanggalan tayo sa pwesto. Kapado na sila eh. Diba? Hindi mo nga alam kung ilang senador matitira after the end of this year or in the next few months. Kasi diba, iba kukunin daw na ICC. Tapos yung iba sasampahan ng kaso. Baka by next year, senador na lang natin 10. Di ba naman? Hindi, those are real things. So I really feel like this is a very unique situation where the government is deathly afraid of the people. And they should be.
And they should be rightfully so.
Yes, kasi they've done they've not done nothing. But through the generations, a lot of them have done nothing but steal and sit on their asses and do nothing.
Okay.
Heck, nakita nyo ba yung Cebu, di ba? There's an issue now na several mayors, a congressman yata and a board member, flew out. Lumabas sila parang pumuntang London during the typhoon. Parang, common sense ba yun? Di ba, imagine mo mayor ka, mayor ka. May bagyo. Malalang bagyo. Alam mo, tatamaan kung saan ka nanalo mayor. Babahain yung, talagang malala. Pero meron kang trip to London.
Ka-cancel ko ba?
Oo.
Ay, syempre.
Diba?
Matik, that's my responsibility.
Common sense.
Yeah.
So for them to be that tone deaf and to be that insensitive to the people, my God, smacks of so much privilege na, diba?
I guess basic, not just common sense, like basic human decency lang din eh. Na
Correct.
parang, you know that other people will suffer, will, parang, sila eh, may hirapan sila eh. So, ikaw yung pinagkatiwalaan nila to lead them, especially during trying times.
Nakaka-relate ako dyan kasi, para sa akin, highest calling is to be, hindi mo siguro, one of the highest callings is to be a public servant. Next to siguro being a priest, I don't know, or a bishop or whatever. Pero very high calling role yan eh. Naalala ko nung I was in corporate, alam mo yung nagkaroon lang ng time na bumaba yung benta, sinabihan ako na alam ko may leave ka, alam kong binayaran mo na yung flight mo, i-cancel mo yan. Ako naman, dahil responsibilidad ko yung brand,
tsaka yung team mo
tsaka
kasi.
yung team, ayoko naman makita ng team na naglalamyarda ako sa Europe, diba? Sige, I'll cancel it. I'll eat that plane ticket fare. I'll eat the hotel fare. Kasi I'm needed here.
Yes.
So that's me just being a responsible corporate guy.
Yeah.
And that's not even the highest calling.
Or even just a normal person.
It's just a business.
Correct.
And yet, you would have to do that. You're talking about people's lives when it comes to flooding.
Yeah.
And you would not cancel a friggin' trip to London?
Sabi nga sa topic natin, corruption kills.
Literally.
Yeah, literal.
Like, how would you feel if you're in their position, ikaw yung nabaha, ikaw yung
Exactly.
Hirap na hirap ka sa buhay, tapos nakikita mo yung dapat na maglilid sa'yo, ay, naglalamerda. At haya-hayang
kahit sabihin mong may ano doon, kasi sabi nila may pinuntahan daw silang tourism or agri-fair or whatnot. Yung isa pang governor, nabasa niyo yun. Wala naman daw magagawa kung bumaha. Dapat daw chill, pray na lang tayo.
Oh my God.
That was an official statement by a elected governor. Wala naman magagawa sa bahay. Pipigilan daw niya physically. So dapat daw pray, chill. Parang, nung nabasa ko talaga yun, talagang
Why are they...
Siguro si Rizal.
Biglang mabuhay, ano? Biglang
Alam mo
mabuhay
yun, in his grave, or baka pa nasa heaven siya, tumitingin siya, talagang sinisip niya, namatay ako para sa mga to. Or kunyari si Ninoy, di ba? Nung stepping out of the tarmac, parang the Filipino is worth die for, di ba? Tapos parang ngayon siguro, not for this Filipino.
Siguro kung alam niya kung ano nangyayari ngayon, hindi siya bababa ng aeroplano.
Correct. Ganun kalala. Di ba? Imagine yun. Ako di ko talaga masikuring governor na yun. Imagine mo, pray, chill. What the F?
Search ko nga yan. Search ko.
Baka mabuisit ka, pero... mabubuisit ka talaga, actually.
Pero alam mo, Carlo, no, ito yung iniisip ko rin also, Bri, why do most of the Filipinos respect like the politicians in such a high level? Parang as if celebrity sila. Na which, ang totoo naman yan, we employ them.
Yes.
Diba?
Feeling ko nagbabago na yung tide. I'm super hopeful now kasi feeling ko, totoo yung sinabi, going back to Rizal, totoo yung sinabi niya yung pag-asa nasa kabataan. And for certain candidates like sila Bamen, sila Kiko, to come out as high as they did in the previous election with a very meager budget but very issue-driven and platform-driven, for me speaks volume on the thirst of this generation for good governance.
Okay.
Kasi people like Vico Soto has shown na what it can do Kahit sabihin mong QC is not perfect, Mayor Joy has been doing a good job. Diba? So they've been showing din na parang kaya na. Marikina is such a nice story. For example, pag sabihin mong flooding, di ba usually ang unang papasok sa utak ninyo, Marikina? May narinig ba kayong balita na binaha ang Marikina ngayon? Wala.
Wala.
Kasi they've implemented through the years a very good anti-flood strategy. Di ba? So, doon mo makikita na while corruption kills, good governance doesn't just save lives, it prospers people and it prospers communities. So feeling ko, kaya ngayon nagkakaroon ng parang silent, di na silent parang revolution na alam mo yun, na we can hold these people to account. Na you are not superheroes, you are not gods. Diba?
Tama.
Na you can bleed.
Yes.
Parang you can bleed. Diba?
Hindi ka untouchable.
Hindi talaga. Takot na nga sila. Alam mo ako talaga yun yung gusto kong, if ever may mga nakikinig yun yung dapat nila matandaan. Takot na sila.
Yes.
Takot na yung mga kurakot na yan. Takot na sila makulong. Takot na sila. For Zaldico to go around. Yeah. Alam mo yun, hindi ko na alam anong bansa siya.
Parang Europe ata. Yeah.
Portugal. Parang magtatakas na lang. Europe pa.
Pero Dubai din siya, di ba?
Oo, kung saan.
Brother, I'm just curious. Since you mentioned Vico Soto, I mean, we all admire Vico Soto kasi nakita naman natin how great he is. Now, the question is, what do you think about Kiko Barzaga?
I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan. Why?
Very straightforward. Kasi I like his capabilities when it comes to getting attention.
So in marketing style.
Para sa akin, as a fellow marketer and PR person, I have nothing but respect for how he's able to generate attention.
Yes.
But policies-wise, I just don't agree with a lot of the things that he say. For example, he wants Mindanao to secede. He wants Visayas to secede from the Philippines. He's saying that you should abolish the Philippine Coast Guard. Those are very, kumbaga, controversial things. Diba? So, kunyari, yung Philippine Coast Guard is what's keeping the West Philippine Sea. We're trying to protect it as much as they can. And then you want to abolish and defund them. Or kunyari, you want Visayas to secede from the Philippines. Diba? Parang, so, dun sa mga policies na I disagree. But as a fellow marketer and PR practitioner, sige na,
respeto. Pero that's fair Ang ganda ng ano mo sa kanya. But I have a question for the two of you.
Mahaba ng sagot ko doon.
Okay. For the two of you, meron lang ako bago tayo pumunta sa top 3 qualities. No? Is it fair na, ako kasi minsan sa comment section, I tend to read other people's, how would I say this, feelings towards our government. Minsan kasi, I just feel na abusive din na masyado nating sinisisi ang government. Because at the end of the day, meron din tayo kanya-kanya contribution doon. And at the same time, parang feeling ko, there are some people na parang sisisiin nila yung government, ano naman ginagawa? Tambay lang, tapos hindi taxpayer. So what's your take on that, both of you? I'll start first with you.
Nowadays, we really need to hold people in government accountable. And that also means pushing for better systems and policies in place so we can live better lives. Kasi katulad nga nung pinag-usapan natin, on our previous episode when it comes to everyday corruption, when you're subjected into an environment that makes you feel like it's normal, hindi mo maiwasan to succumb to it eh. Na parang there's no other way. May weight on you calling out these people, people in charge, but you also have to do your part.
Yan. Napakahusay ng sagot mo. Tama.
I have one point na feeling ko that we should all realize and capitalize on. We are in a unique point in Philippine history na takot sila sa atin. As in this, para sa akin, once in a generational thing na we can push for laws that can make a lot of sense. Kaya ako binuo yung Creators Against Corruption eh. Yung Creators Against Corruption, the main point is to be a lobbying group. Na I can get like 100, 200 creators and we can say, ipasa nyo yung buwisit na anti-political dynasty bill na yan. Ipasa nyo yung budget transparency bill, yung kadena ni Bam Aquino. Ipasa nyo yung sabihin natin, ibaba ang VAT or whatever. So we are in this unique point na you can really make meaningful change.
Yeah.
And we should take advantage of it. So, yes, you should speak out. Yes, you should hold the government to account kasi now is the best time to do it. Na lahat tayo kailangan talaga nakatingin sa kanila. Kasi imagine mo kung mapasa lang natin ang isang tamang anti-political dynasty. Yung matinong version. Or mapasa lang natin yung budget transparency bill na everything makikita mo sino nag-edit, sino naglagay, sino nagbawas. Those are two powerful bills that will really shape the country for future generations. And we are in a unique point to do that now kasi takot sila. Diba? Na they are on the defense. So while they're on the defense, we should go full offense. Yun yung point ko eh. Talagang bakbakin natin sila. Non-stop, relentless. Kasi ito na nga lang yung one time na ano eh. Ano ba yun? Ano ba yung sa Star Trek? Ay, Star Wars? Revenge of the Jedi ba yun? Yun. Ito na, gumaganti na tayo. Or something. Diba? After Empire Strikes Back, tayo naman. Diba?
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi. Ayun, ito na yun. Ito na yung time natin. Diba? Kasi ako talaga, kasi it's not enough to just mag-ingay. It's not even enough nga to me na mag-donate at tumulong eh.
Yeah.
We need meaningful change. And you get that done through policy.
So, Creators Against Corruption, if I may add, o gusto mo bang sagutin yung sarili mong question?
No. Kasi ang tatanong ko, follow-up ko kasi nun sa kanya, kasi si Carlo is very vocal about these things, right? So I'm just curious, Carlo, may nag-threat na ba sa'yo?
Madami.
So it's just a normal thing na sa'yo?
Well, from the comment section to the messages.
How about text?
Meron na rin.
Oh my.
But alam mo yun, it's
What makes
par
you
for the
keep
course.
standing up for what's right?
Well, one feeling ko, yun nga, it's a unique moment in history na I want to really do my part. Alam mo, I don't know if this is what God is telling me what my part is now, pero feeling ko talaga every bone and every fiber in my being tells me what I'm doing is correct. Every time I pray about it, feeling ko na na-affirm na yung ginagawa ko is tama. So, pag ganun, feeling ko, this is what I should be doing.
Yeah.
So you feel like it's worth fighting for now. And just to add on that train of thought, a lot of people are fearful of standing up because they know they can be silenced.
Yeah.
Right? That's where the fear, that's how they want to operate, based on fear. Pero, yun na yung point eh. If people don't speak up, it's like any kind of abuse. If people don't speak up, people will not be informed. And I feel like one of the reasons more of also, correct me if I'm wrong, putting up this Creator Against Corruption is not just, gathering creators and speaking up about certain political issues and topics, but also to educate people on, when you say policies, like ano ba proseso niyan? Ano ba yung steps that, how can we really push for this and that?
Yes. So kasama siya. So when we push for bills, kasama na dun yung people in Creators Against Corruption hopefully will create content to educate people about it. So kasama din siya. But ultimately talaga it's really having that, having the number so that when you want to discuss policy, they will come to the table. Kasi mahirap pag mag-isa ka lang eh. Pero kung madami kayo, mas malakas kayo.
Tsaka importante yung being able to learn about these things. Kasi maraming yung mga sa taas, parang they would use highfalutin words and try to confuse you.
Yes.
Nag-iimbestiga kami pero wala naman talaga yung kukulong.
Pero guys, meron akong tanong sa inyo. Kasi if you were to become a president, let's just say, no? Sa next life mo maging presidente ka. Kunyari lang. Kasi ako, if I were to become a president, kunyari lang, no, for the sake of conversation lang, ang gusto ko kasi mapasa talaga is the health bill. Meaning yung kung paano yung healthcare system ng Australia, ng Canada, ng US. Simply because ako, my mom died from cancer. So technically, alam ko kung gaano nakaka-drain ang pera mo, madidrain ang pera mo pagka cancer ang kinamatay mo. So for the both of you, I'll start first with you before kay Brian naman. Kung ikaw magiging presidente ka, anong bill yung pinaka-importante sa'yo?
Well, not necessarily a bill, but one I would do is I would
Or a policy.
I would make less government as much as possible so that I would have money to pay for things like that. As in, i-audit mo ang gobyerno.
Okay.
Audit natin yan. Ano yung pwede nating, alam mo yun, mga either mga programa or mga opisina na hindi na talaga relevant at kailangan.
Okay.
Kasi that's number one.
So i-digitalize mo lang lahat.
One is efficiency. Tapos two, what are the things that we can do to generate more revenue so that we can pay for stuff like that?
Okay.
Kasi yung problema natin, ang nangyayari na lang, they keep borrowing. Parang I don't see any programs that dramatically drive revenue for the government to pay for reform and long-lasting changes like what you suggest. Okay. So kunyari, is there a way na we can encourage more digital nomads to be here? Can we transform the Philippines into the digital hub of Southeast Asia? Or a English-speaking country with, how can we address the 29.2% functional illiteracy rate right now? Kasi that's very damning na a third of your future workforce is functionally illiterate. Diba? So you have to take a look at the education system as well. So ang daming problema in short, ang daming problema ng Pilipinas. Pero for you to make all of those reforms,
i-audit natin sila lahat.
Kailangan i-audit, tingnan mo lahat ng problema, then you tackle and then you try to source funding.
Actually, tama kayo. Kasi pag in-audit mo lahat, nandun na yung traffic, masosolve mo na lahat.
Tsaka feeling ko ang dami mo makikitang pera.
Tama. Tsaka maraming loophole na makikita.
Na isagundahan siya. Kasi yung root cause na yung sinagot na yung root cause.
Hindi, pero yung something important sa'yo, I would say.
Sa akin important din, as what you said kanina, healthcare talaga. Ang mahal kasi magkasakit.
Kasi ang dami nagiging OFW dahil dyan, di ba?
Yeah. My dad also passed away because of cancer. So, I know what it means na yung talagang it just drains the family.
Yeah, yung mga pinundar mo, I mean, if you are not super ultra rich, talagang ubus lahat.
Sabi nga nila, di ba, we're all one family sickness away, critical sickness away from poverty.
Yeah.
No matter how rich you are.
Correct. I agree.
Pero mas gusto ko yung sagot niya na parang...
Yun na talaga yung pinakamalalim na sagot, pare.
Kasi root cause na. But obviously, people express sentiments when it comes to the educational system din talaga.
Yes.
Here in the Philippines.
Pero not bad din naman kasi parang feeling ko, Filipinos are competitive. Diba? I mean, for some reason...
Kaso sa ibang bansa pumunta.
Hindi, pero even yung mga dito lang nag-aral, I mean, marami naman din tayo mga tao na talagang brainy even if dito lang nag-aral. Minsan nga, hindi pa sa top universities eh. I guess siguro nasa tao din.
Oo, pero yung problema, kasi we're seeing Metro Manila. Diba? And we're seeing urbanized cities. But the stats do not lie. You have 29.2 functionally illiterate Filipinos. Ibig sabihin nun, they can read and write, but they cannot do it in a very competent way na pasok sa trabaho. Ang nakakatakot dyan, we're entering into a new age, diba, of AI and more digital stuff. How do you expect that generation to thrive in a very technological age?
Correct.
So, doon pa lang has to be addressed, diba? Ano ba yung problema natin sa class? Ang daming problema ng presidente sa totoo lang.
Totoo naman.
Kasi where will you start, diba? Kanyari, ikaw yung presidente. Where do you start?
Kaya nga.
The problems are so immense. Kaya nga feeling ko,
Tsaka lahat hindi mo mapiplease. Lahat kasi may kontra diba?
Kaya feeling ko, sobrang calling at the end of the day. And if you do get there, feeling ko ang expectation sa'yo, sorry pero wala ka ng buhay kung di yan.
Yeah.
Diba? For the next 6 years,
it's the ultimate, second of the ultimate sacrifice.
Mahirap ang trabaho nila.
Maybe in the second life, kasi sa'yo naman tanong mo second life.
Pero ano lang, minsan nakakalungkot lang na kilala niyo ba yung content creator na siya na yung para Charlie Kirk?
Yeah.
You know what happened to him is something na talaga it's really sad, no? Parang minsan yung freedom of speech nagiging na rin Parang it holds you. Kaya ang ganda nung sinabi ni Carlo, now it's different. Parang people are more vocal, more brave about being open, diba? So anyway, I think it's time, right?
So it's time where we ask you, ano ba ang top 3 qualities mo as a person?
May maganda akong sagot. Kasi may binasa ako libro yung Strengths Finder. Alam mo yun? So it tells you what your top 3 or top 5 yata.
Friends.
So number 1, competitive. So I'm very competitive. Number 2, significance. Ibig sabihin ng significance, I do my best work if I'm doing something that matters. Which siguro kaya sobrang
Passionate
excited
rin.
ako dito sa ginagawa ko ngayon. Tapos number 3, I think, ano nga ba yun? Competition significance. Maximizer. Ibig sabihin nun, pag may naisip ako, gusto ko gawin ko na siya now. Regardless if papalpak siya o hindi, para sa akin, gusto ko na siya gawin kasi gusto ko matuto ano yung mali para you can do better iterations.
Yes.
So yun yung top 3 qualities ko based dun sa book na yun.
Would you say that, do you practice that every day?
Oh, very So kunyari, on the maximizer role, so I have a CFO partner who's the complete opposite of me. Like when I say complete opposite, siya yung very deterministic pagdating sa negosyo. Yung gusto niya sure. Ako naman yung very probabilistic. Ibig sabihin nun, we have to try.
Yeah.
Kung hindi tayo malulugi, let's try.
So
Yun
you would say ikaw yung optimistic, siya yung pessimistic?
Oo. Pero yung optimism ko translates into action.
Okay.
So gawin na natin ngayon, pag pumalpak, depalpak, tigil.
Okay.
So kunyari, kung hindi ko ginawa yung talent agency, then it wouldn't be the business that it is today. Pero there are businesses that I went into that failed also. Pero yung lack of fear to fail, kakabit dun sa pagiging maximizer, I think helps me a lot as an entrepreneur and even as a person. Yung to constantly try things. Kasi kasama
Sabi nga
talaga
nila,
siya.
test and verify.
Exactly.
Kasi you wouldn't know kung mag-work talaga yun kung di mo naman tinaray. Diba?
So yun yung sa maximizer. Significance, kita nyo naman natin.
Yeah.
Talagang ginagawa.
We feel, and obviously that also shows and translate into your content nowadays.
Kwentong mental health. So ikaw, kamusta ang mental health mo?
Ngayon, dito tayo segment called Kwento Mental Health. We have here life cards in partnership with Untolds, available over TikTok, Shopee, and Lazada. Check out nyo na guys sa Yellow Basket if you're looking at this video on on TikTok. Okay. So, ngayon, pili ka na isa, pakiramdaman mo,
Tapos sasagutin ko na lang. Ano ba yun?
read the question out loud. After reading the question, inom ka muna, and then answer the
Okay to. Ano ang biggest financial mistake na ginawa mo? I have so many.
What's the top of mind mo?
I have like
Inom ka
a
muna.
lot. Like so many. Well, the most recent one, ano ba? So I got into NBA cards. Spent so much on NBA cards without realizing na it was really more of a gamble than anything else.
Yeah.
Kasi bumibili ako ng mga box. Sobrang mahal.
Box break ka?
Oh,
my God.
Tapos naubos yung pera ko. Hindi naman sobrang lala na namulubi ako, pero it was substantial amount. Kaya I stepped away from that hobby. Kasi parang nasunog na eh. Yung sinabi ko ngayon, try natin. Sige, okay na.
Nakita ko na.
Na-try ko na.
Enough
Tama na. Tapos prior to that, when I was young, I tried to put up a business without having the financial capabilities and the experience to run a business. So in short, the business closed. Relationship soured. So that was a very bad, I think, financial and career mistake. Pero again, they're only mistakes in the sense na if you do not learn from them. Kasi yung mga things na yun also made me a much better person I would like to think. So kunyari, nung pumalpak yung negosyo yun, na-realize ko, shucks, I need pala training. So I went into corporate. So I learned as much as I could from corporate. So now that I run a business, alam ko na paano
How to go
magpatakbo
about
ng
it.
negosyo.
Yeah.
Diba? So while mistakes only become bad if you don't learn from them. But if you learn from them, parang they're really actually hidden blessings. So that's sobra ko optimistic, no?
Love it. Lumalabas ang iyong significance maximizer. Ano yung number 1 mo?
Competitive.
Competitive. Yeah.
So Brian, can I give my takeaway?
Go ahead, Direk. Go ahead.
Alam mo, Brian, natutunan ko kay Carlo, grabe, no? It's a good reminder that if you believe in something, fight for it. Minsan kasi, siguro tayo sa human being, we tend to surrender or just be quiet about things or issues. Para na lang, walang problema, everything is fine. Pero minsan, ang cure is to approach it head on. That's how I see it. That's my learning for tonight.
Ako siguro learning for tonight, in relation to the topic natin, stop walking away. especially if you're seeing something wrong.
Amen.
Baka may hugot si
Wag ka-
Sir. May hugot si Sir.
Ano kayo winukuha?
Kaya.
Huwag ka
That's for
magbulag-bulagan.
another
Yes.
Huwag ka magbulag-bulagan kasi hindi ibig sabihin na hindi ka binaha, hindi nangyayari yung baha.
Correct.
Alam mo yun?
Love that.
If it means na what you can do about it, if it means to be educated in learning, reading up, whether it's news, listening to hearings, kahit yung may mga jargon sila, parliamentary, structure yun eh.
Mhm.
It's okay. Kahit ma-overwhelm ka sa simula, it's your duty as a Filipino to learn about these things. Kasi ito rin naman yung magdidikta ng quality of life mo after how many years from now. So, better to stand up for what's right than to live a life of regret eventually because you chose to be silent.
Amen.
Carlo,
Okay,
naramdaman mo bang galing talaga sa puso niya yung sinabi niya, no? Ramdam mo for sure.
Baluna talaga.
Kasi nainis na rin ako eh. Nainis na rin ako eh. Pero with love.
O, re-recruit ko na kayo sa creators
Ay,
against corruption.
So let's save the best for last.
The best for last. Please do address ang ating mga ka-whiskey who are listening on this episode.
Yeah, so what's your learning for tonight?
Well, siguro message na lang.
Yeah.
Reiterate ko lang na this is a unique point na takot sila.
Yeah.
And we should make the most of it. But more importantly, I think people should realize na we shouldn't give up on the Philippines. This is our only country. Dito tayo pinanganak. And it's easy to give up and say na I'll move elsewhere. You know how tempted I am to just drop everything and set up business elsewhere? It's always there. Na pwede na lang magnegosyo na lang ako sa Malaysia. Magtayo na lang ako negosyo sa US. I've gotten offers to work in the US several times but I've declined it every single time. Kasi I really believe na dito ka pinanganak, dito yung bansa mo, and it is something na you feel when you hold the soil of the Philippines and you smell our dirty air na Pilipino ka talaga. Diba? So
Totoo
ako,
naman.
don't give up on the Philippines. Kasi may pag-asa pa talaga siya. And ngayon, more than ever, nakikita mo na pwede pala talaga magbago. Pero we really have to come together to make that change happen. No point in history can I point to more than now na I firmly believe na we can really make a difference. But people have to step up, people have to talk, people have to call out things when it needs to be called out. Kasi nga like what I keep saying kanina, because it gives everyone courage. And it's infectious. Optimism and courage are both infectious. And if we all keep speaking out, if we all keep, doing stuff like that, it's only a matter of time before you have a very, alam mo yun, educated and spirited and courageous citizenry that can really dictate on the government that this is what we want. Go do it or else we'll fire you. Diba? Like what they're doing now, diba?
Yeah.
Takot sila eh. So ako, I'm very hopeful, I'm very optimistic, and I hope tong very short episode natin will allow for that infection of that optimism and courage to spread through the screen.
Yeah.
Inspire hope. Carlos, saan ka ba nila makikita?
So Carlo Ople on Instagram and Facebook. Quick plug lang, if you're a content creator and you have, if you're struggling with, sabihin natin, mental wellness issues, we have a program sa Creators Against Corruption. Any content creator is welcome. Just go to the Facebook page of Mind Nation, who is our partner. They're a mental wellness company. And then gamitin nyo lang yung hashtag na Create Better when you message them. They will give you a free well-being session. Libre yun. No strings attached. So kung feeling mo nahihirapan ka sa bashers, sa haters, nahihirapan ka sa pagiging content creator, wag mong isipin na wala kang pwedeng kausapin at hindi mo kailangan kimkimin yan sa sarili mo. Meron tao dito na gustong makinig sa inyo at gustong i-process kung ano yung nararamdaman ninyo. So hanapin yun, Mind Nation, tapos gamitin nyo yung hashtag Create Better when you message them.
And invite mo na rin sila if you're a creator, if they want to also join the CAC.
Yes, so just check out Creators Against Corruption on Facebook. Just message us. We'll send you the oath. Oh, may oath. Hindi kasi, alam niyo, best time to sign up now. Alam niyo bakit? May Christmas party kami ng December. So gusto niyo makisama sa Christmas party, makasali sa mga raffle. Talaga may raffle. So make sure to sign up for Creators Against Corruption. Para ma-meet nyo din yung mga fellow creators ninyo na share the same beliefs and principles that you do.
Exactly. And it's about time to stand up for the Philippines. Direk Je, it has been a fruitful conversation. Maraming salamat.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mga ka-whiskey, mga kalobarkada, sana marami kayo napulot. dito sa episode na to. Sabi nga na direct, pag naka-whiskey ka,
Mas open ka.
mga ka-whiskey, always.
Stay pogs.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Podcast na naman with Gerald at Brian. Aral lang pulutan sa inuman at kwentuhan. Pinagsamang veterano, parehong talentado. Ihanda ang may katbaso sa lames at
Big Eyes Production.